there's always pretty much something wrong with the parcel. It's unique. It's not like you can find identical comps. And I always find, and Mason was relating to this, that there's just a heavy degree of uncertainty still, even when we're making the offer. And now I look in hindsight, and there's a number of phenomenal deals I've done where I felt like this when we were making the offer, getting under contract, closing it, and then it still ended up being a great deal. And so that's what we're talking about today, is how often you're never going to have all the information and you have to make the offer or act anyways.
Yeah, and this is an interesting conversation because I don't know how many takeaways there are going to be other than don't allow yourself to get caught up so much in analysis paralysis that you never ever get a deal done. Because when there is an increase in competition for the product that you're seeking to acquire, you start having to stray a little away from the herd. Where, Dan and I created a free land investing course in our Skool community years ago. And I think in the market selection component, Dan, you're the one that coined the term of follow the herd, of look at where all the data suggests, go to this particular market or this county in this state where there's a tremendous amount of transactions, and that's where you go do the deal. And now with both of us kind of focusing a good amount of our time on these rural subdivides, you run into a challenge where there's no data. And it's because you're in these parts of America that farmers and ranchers have been farming and ranching since land got parceled up several hundred years ago. And so there are no, developed child parcel data that you can compare to of what a project is actually going to do. And that gets really, really stressful. And that, I think, is the essence of what we're talking about today, as we're not doing, the Lehigh Acre buy for 15, sell for 30 flip over and over and over again. How we're using certain metrics within our business and how we're attempting to quantify it as much as possible to be able to continue to take action without actually burning ourselves. Because what we're not telling you to do is just make a rash decision, get 70% of the way there and, pull the trigger. But how to keep, business going whenever there's not enough inventory for you to continue acquiring product that you're used to acquiring.
Not just that, but there's so much upside